producing constituencies to address a number of issues of concern regarding tea and the hue and cry that I'm sure you have picked up that is going on within our tea growing areas. So I'll take this opportunity to invite Honorable Dindi Nyoro to give a statement on behalf of the team, and then the rest of us are going to contribute to that. Honorable Kaduri has said about value addition, branding, and packaging of our tea, because that is really the elephant in the room. Now we are being told that the reason that the prices are down is because there is war in Egypt, there's overproduction, I don't know where. But if you go to Lipton, the price has not come down. Why has it not come down? It should have come down. It is because of value addition. 88% of our teas is exported in bulk, compared to a country like Sri Lanka, which is a war country, which is exporting 60% of its teas in processed form. So we want to see government put money into value addition, not just stories, put money. And as Honorable Kaduri has said, these factories need to be in the tea growing areas. And further, the concessions that are now available for other people through the special economic zones need to extend to coffee and tea value addition. As a house also, we have this problem of VAT on local tea. Today, if you go to the auction and you buy tea to put in gunias and export, you are going to do that completely VAT free. It's zero rated for VAT purposes. But if you go and buy tea from Kionyo in Meru for processing, you pay 16% VAT. We are going to come together and remove this 16% on local tea so that we can encourage that value addition and then also extend other benefits for special economic zones to apply to tea. Secondly, in the other parliaments, in the 11th parliament, we had the Coffee and Tea Parliamentary Association, which I was chairing. Honorable Kaduri was here with me. Honorable Rimo was my vice chair. Honorable Richard Tongi was the Secretary General. Honorable Mushiria was with us. And we have now organized with the Speaker to ensure that we continue doing that within this parliament. And once we start doing that, we are sending a message to government. Once we have the Coffee and Tea Parliamentary Association up and running, please disband all the task forces. We will be the task forces. We will be the one to engage with the executive. We are the lawmakers. If there is somewhere within the law that we need to amend, it is still, we don't need the permission of government to change the law. So all those task forces which Honorable Gashagu was talking about, which are having, I don't know which size of mandazi, yeah? They are not producing anything. Year in, year out. These are normal seminarians who are in seminars all the time for 3 years. The other day within budget, and we have got members like myself and Honorable Florence here who are in the budget committee, we gave 3 billion for the coffee cherry. Until today, and we have finished 1 quarter, we have finished 25% of the budget cycle. Nobody has come to us with the framework of how these 3 billion shillings. And it's not a surprise by June, this money now will go again to Treasury, because we are very long on promise and very short on delivery. So, but at the same time, I want to appeal to tea farmers that these members who are here, we are capable. This is not insurmountable. It's not beyond our control. We are going to manage it, and we are going to do what is good for the people who elected us. So I want to ask them to keep the faith. Do not uproot your tea. The problems are major but not insurmountable. And as your leaders, we are going to deal with them. Thank you very much.
Zungu. Now, the reason why we actually came together is because our farmers, wenye tuna represent hapa bunge, wanaumia sana. Na ukiangalia hapa tuko na wabunge ambao wako na wakulima either wa majani chai ama wa coffee. And what we have been observing is that kama ukiangalia maneno ya majani chai, bei ya majani chai imeenda ikididimia. Every time there has been a decrease in the prices of tea. Na juzi tukaona ya kwamba bonus ilishuka kwa kiwango kikubwa sana. Na wakulima wetu wanajaribu kurainisha mahesabu, haigiani. Their input is not equivalent to what they are getting. So the business they are doing is loss-making business. And as you know, coffee and tea being commodities, they play a greater role in our economy other than just helping farmers kuweka pesa kwa mfuko. When it comes to foreign currency, as you know, tea is number 2 from direct remittances. Na kwa hivyo, even in stabilizing our economy, tea is a very major export, ambayo inasaidia nchi yetu sana kuweka economy yetu kwenye iko. But because we are many and I don't want to talk much, I just want to have 2 points. One, we are demanding now for our farmers. We have been having many task forces, and especially when it comes to to coffee. A task force after a task force. But these task forces na maripoti zao zote zinakwama katika maofisi za serikali. The task force ile iliformwa juzi ishamaliza kazi yake, but we cannot see any output. We cannot see mazao ya hiyo task force kwa wakulima wetu. So we are saying today, we do not want the government to continue with the circus of hoodwinking farmers na njia ya kuform task force after the other. We are demanding better prices for our coffee farmers. We are demanding, na hatuombi leo, we are demanding better prices for our tea farmers. Na sasa hatutaitikia wakulima wakikuja wanaambiwa tumeformu team, yule ni profesa nani, hana shamba. Yule mwingine ni daktari nani, hana kahawa hata one plant. Huyo sijui ni nani, hana majani chai even one bush. We want the government to take our farmers seriously, kwa sababu ukiangalia sisi wote, na especially myself, kwenye tulichaguliwa tujenge barabara, tuweke stima, but now the lot we are leading is an agri lot, because a hungry man is an agri man, and our farmers are very agri. Hata zile barabara tunajenga, tukijenga kwingine wanatuuliza kama watakata wapikia watoto jioni, because they are agri. The coffee prices are low, bonus mliona juzi ilikatika sana. Na ya mwisho, we want regulations. Na hii sio maneno ya bunge. We have passed all the laws that our farmers need in the management of commodities. We are demanding from the Ministry of Trade, lazima watoe kitu inaitwa guaranteed minimum returns. It is only the coffee and tea farmers who go to plow their shambas, wanapanda majani chai na kahawa, na hawajui wanapanda watauza pesa gapi. This kind of slavery, and especially that comes through extractive institutions like KTDA the way it is, and KPCU the way it was, ndio inaweka our farmers in a cycle of poverty that is not ending. So we need immediate reforms of KTDA. Waache sasa kupea wakulima wetu tu story. We need reforms where farmers are well represented, and especially on the basis of one man one vote. Kwa sababu ile iko saa hii ni kama uko na majani chai eka 1000. Hawa wengine wote wanakuja kuwazidikisha, because voting is based on kilos. So we want a representative kind of KTDA yenye inachukua mkulima ambaye ako chini sana, and they must start taking them seriously. So my parting shot, lazima sisi wote tuko hapa, including myself, I went to school on the basis of coffee. Wengine wetu tulisoma kwa sababu ya majani chai. Lakini wakulima sasa wa kahawa na wa majani chai, tukianza kupeana bursaries kama wajube, ndio wa kwanza kujaza. Na hawajazi kwa sababu wako na pesa. Wanajaza kwa sababu the cycle that is there, ya majani chai na kahawa, yote inafinyiria mkulima. We are now calling our farmers, na tunawaambia we will be having subsequent meetings if the government will not take action. We will be having subsequent meetings with our farmers, because this time round we have to stand in solidarity with them. Kahawa lazima irudi kwenye ilikuwa, unapeleka mtoto shule na kahawa. Majani chai lazima, it must now start being a profitable business, not a vicious cycle of poverty ambayo sasa imetengeneza Kenya yetu iko na wadosi kadhaa, lakini watu wengi who are farmers are languishing in poverty. Asanteni sana. I think now I'll call another member to yana maoni yake.
Areas, I find that we are in a very serious situation as a country. It has always been about the maize farmer crying. Now the tea farmer is crying. The coffee farmer is crying. The milk farmer is suffering. It has never happened in the history of this country that during the dry season, when we know we have low supply of milk because of the drought, that the prices of milk are reduced by a margin of about 7 shillings. Milk had gone to a price of about 35 shillings per litre. Right now, is being at the farm gate, it is going at 22 shillings per litre. Maize sector, we are also having the same issues. And I think the president is on record as having told his cabinet ministers to go and tanga in the villages and in the rural areas and find out what is happening out there, rather than sitting in Nairobi and having tea and coffee and chase cars and giving press statements. We, as representatives of the people, as has been echoed here by my colleagues, we are not going to take this lying down, because we are the ones who deal with the common mwananchi day in, day out. When the farmer suffers, the member of parliament suffers, because that means there is more need for Harambe, there is more need for medical care, there is more need for the presence of the member of parliament to supplement the bursary that we give out. It touches down on everybody. So I think we want to call on the minister responsible, especially tea. The consumers are increasing. How is it then that the price of tea and coffee is going down? How do we explain, as farmers from the West Rift, tea growing area, and members of the East of Rift, how do we explain the drop in the bonus? And it was just last week that we were here as members of parliament from the tea growing areas in the West of Rift, and we thought we were the only. We thought those in the East of Rift were better. Now you have seen us combined together, meaning this is a very serious issue. And I want to call on my colleagues: let us take the bull by the horns. Let us not spare anybody who is letting His Excellency the President and his deputy down in handling issues to do with the farmers. Thank you.
They grow coffee and tea, and it's true our farmers are really suffering. I would like to talk as a person from the Committee of Trade. As a committee, we've tried to call Munya to appear in our committee to come and explain to us exactly what is happening, and we've called him more than 5 times, and he has refused to come. So what we are saying here, we are not going to allow our farmers to continue suffering. We are going to fight up to the bitter or sweeter end. There is no way you can go down there and start talking to a person who is angry and hungry. Now, this one, we are not going to allow this one to continue. And just the other day, I raised a question in the parliament so that Munya now can be summoned through the speaker, at least to see whether he agreed to come and tell us exactly what is happening. If you look at our economy, we are doing very badly. If you look at the business community, it's still under trade. And as Mheshimiwa has said, Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, it is true, Munya has never appeared on the ground to hear and listen to the farmers and know exactly what is happening. So what we are saying here, this one we are not going to take it for granted, and we are not going to allow cartels to continue eating our coffee and tea farmers. Thank you.
Ya kwamba vile unaona viongozi wamekusanyika hapa leo ni kuonyesha kwamba wananchi wetu wameumia sana. Hasa mwezi huu ambapo kilimo cha chai, majani chai, bei yake imetolewa ile inaitwa final payment bonus. Na imekuwa chini sana. Lakini tukiwa viongozi, mimi nikiulizwa zaidi, nitaeleza kwamba hakuna mtu amechukua responsibility ya hizo prices, not KTDA. If you ask KTDA why the prices are down, they will give you stories that the international market was not friendly, was down because of instability in Pakistan, in Egypt. And when you go to the government, even you don't know now who should take the blame, because the responsibility of marketing our products is not in trade. The responsibility is with the Agriculture and Food Authority, which sits in the Ministry of Agriculture. Therefore, what actually I request and I'm trying to do, even through registration, is to ensure that the Ministry of Agriculture is only involved in production and research, maybe of tea and coffee. But
there is fire. Thank you.
Inoro. Tunakatazwa na nani?